All right, what up? This is Tanya Daka of TanyaDaka.com. I'm just a couple of minutes early because I am going to share this over on the page and blah, 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 and do all that fancy stuff so that we can get this ball rolling, because I know your time is very valuable, and it is a little bit before 10, so I'm going to let everybody jump on, and I think I can find it. I love this new page stuff. There it is. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to be horizontal, aren't I? Keith is going to have to kill me, I guess. Let's roll. All right. So I probably should not even have that up, but because I'm gonna freak out watching myself. All right, it's almost 10 o'clock. I should turn some music on for you, shouldn't I? We're gonna turn some music on so you guys can chill while we get a couple of people on here. I don't think anybody's gonna show up because nobody really understands how important email marketing is. Can you even hear me? Because I'm whispering just for you. Oh my God. So, how are you? How was your week? Not bad. A little musical interlude for you guys. Actually, it's not quite 10 o'clock yet. This may take a minute. Hit in the comments. Tell me if you know what band this is and what song it is. I can kind of tell you that you're going to guess what the band is, but if you can tell me what the song is, then you freaking win. I might give away a prize if you know what the song is. So we're still spreading the word. And if you can, type in the comments. Tell me hi or where you are or something to let me know you're here. Or I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself because that's what I do all day long anyway. And it's, I dig it. I'm used to talking to myself. I don't argue. It's very peaceful, very blissful. All right. It's about 10 o'clock. It is exactly 10 o'clock now. And so I'm going to get this little training underway. I'm going to get Maynard out of the way because I know as much as you dig that, we're going to focus on the emails now. As I said, when I started the video, I am Tanya Daka of TanyaDaka.com, and I'll give you a couple of little bits about why I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been a copywriter for 6 years. I have contributed copy to a $61 million brand. I write for 6- and 7-figure coaches, as well as franchises and small businesses. So I got a few chops in this, and I'm going to tell you how I get a 35% open rate and how I make money from my email list so that you can change your results and get more yeses from your emails. So, ready? This train's a rolling. Anti-webinar. No fluff. All meat, baby. So, first thing we're going to talk is why email marketing, because when it's done right, 58% of your revenue can come from your email marketing. And let's think about how that kind of affects your bottom line. 58% of your revenue comes from sending an email. It doesn't mean that you're going to send an email, you're going to get a yes every time. This is kind of how it works out in the wash. But what that means is if you get it right, you have to work less. You also have to pay out less in ads for Facebook and other outlets. Why? Because Facebook is awesome. If you have I don't know, 10 million people on your page and only 1 million are seeing your stuff, you kind of got a gap there. But if you have 10 million people on your email list and you hit that subject line right and you've got 5 million people seeing that email rather than the 1% that Facebook is going to show your stuff to, then you're winning when you have your email marketing on lock and engaged. So how do you create that list so that you get that 58% revenue? Well, first and foremost, you need to show up. Do not send emails when you feel like it or when you have only a sale running. You send emails on a consistent basis. And this is the hardest part for people. It's oh, I got to send an email to my list. I got to send an email to my list and I don't feel like it. And it gets pushed, it gets pushed, it gets pushed because you have client work to do and you have other things that are so much more fun than writing emails. So you just end up oh, here's an email this week or 2 weeks, no email. And so what happens is you are, I see them chatting. You are creating a lag in your credibility, your authority. But when you show up consistently, like every week, and some people can get away with once a month. Some people can get away with twice a week. Some people can get away with once every 2 weeks. We are getting to the platform where we are sending about every day. Right now, we're up to 3 times a week about that. So it's like, you know, you got to show up, and it takes time, it takes effort and habit, and you have to focus on it. You have to make it something that you really, really prioritize, not that you push to the back of your mind, because this is money. It's not a, oh, let me remind them that I'm there thing. Secondly, with your subject lines, if you're sending the same subject lines that you're seeing other people send, your emails are not going to get read. You have to grab their attention. You have to personalize it. Make it something that is going to speak to the person that you want opening it. For example, we got probably one of our best open rates on one that said meet me. And I've gotten that before, but it's not one that I use very often. So that one hit really, really well. Your in got a good open rate. But here's the thing though, you have to also be able to test your headline. So you want to set up 2 subject lines. And then Danielle does all this magic for me, so I don't really actually, I don't ever really actually like handle that part. I just come up with subject lines. She has to, you know, send this one this way and send that one that way. But if you know how to do that, you need to prioritize testing your subject lines as well also, because that's going to give you a lot of insight into what your list is looking for. You'll be able to see patterns in, oh, this is what they need, this is what they want, this is what they're looking to get information about, and then you can tweak your marketing to speak to those kinds of things more often, which also gets you more yeses. Secondly, the subject line. Okay, the one that says, oops, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I never open it. I don't even know if people open it. They could open it. Maybe they do open it. But I can't imagine that that works at this point. It's been used to death. Where were you? How have you been? That kind of thing. They're very blasé. They're not very, like, I don't have time to open random emails about stuff, you know. So keep your readers' time in mind, which leads us to the second point. The body copy is super, 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 super important, because 53% of emails are read on mobile. What that means is you not only want a responsive format, you want to go with short copy. These emails that are like long, and they're going to take me, you know, 10 minutes to get through, because I got to reread and scroll and re-scroll because 3 people are talking to me at the same time, and I can't read the email and focus on them. So it's like, you know, I'm going to read this later, and I shove it to the back burner, and then it never gets read. It gets deleted. Joel, quick question. So it says for you, a 20% open rate is as good as it gets. So that means that it's time to start changing up your subject lines and testing that and see what it is that really, really got that 20%, and then go to the next level with it. Was it the topic? Was it the way the subject line was worded? So you can, I mean, you can go past 20%. And I really believe that, because I went way past our industry average with ours. So let me go backwards again. Go forwards, not backwards. Oh, the copy, the format for it. We actually deleted, like, not deleted, but we went to a different format. We were using that whole header thing and the fancy graphics and the this and then that, and as soon as we dropped all that stuff, our rates, my response rates, not just my open rates, but my response rates, like I have to manage my email, like they went through the roof, because people feel more like they're being sold to with that fancy format, and it looks gorgeous, it's wonderful, and maybe and it's okay, it has its uses, but I think if you're going to send daily or you're going to send more often without all that, the bells and whistles, makes it more personal and makes you more relatable. So that's another thing to consider. So you've got the body copy needs to be short, but it needs to be impactful. It needs to be valuable. People don't want to read fluff, even if it is short. And if I'm going to send an email, like I wrote a blog post, I'll send an email that says, yo, this is up, some information about 1, 2, 3. Let me know what you think. That's it. And they'll go open it. They'll go check out the blog post. And then I get comments, oh my God, you really, whatever. So you want to keep their time in mind, but you want to deliver as much value as possible, because that value, if you're going to that, you know, twice a week, 3 times a week sending, you want to find value that you teach and send it. And it may be something that you have said 95 times. You have to find a new way to say it, because it won't always click the first time or the first 94 times. But you find new ways to say your subject matter. And where does that subject matter come from? The copy for your emails comes from the questions that you answer about your business. It comes from the struggles that your buyers are having. It comes from actually sitting down and like saying, okay, what is it that my people are struggling with the most? Now, I fought tooth and nail writing about copy for a very long time. And Danielle has told me from the beginning, you need to write about copy. You need to write about copy. You need to write about copy. Those copy emails are the ones that get opened the most. So as much as I liked writing about business and doing that whole thing, whatever, and just writing because I found stuff that struck a chord with me, it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So we're back to copy, we're back to subject lines, we're back to, web copy and why your web copy. So, you find what it is that your people want to know from you, and that's what you write about. And what I like to do is sit down and write out a list of 10 questions that I have been asked, or 10 problems that I have faced, or 10 problems that I've seen people discussing online. And then those 10 things can each be spun into maybe 3 more topics of the same category. They're spun into 3 different things, and then you've got 3 more pieces of content. So now you've got 10 topics done 3 more ways, so it's 10 times 4, so it's like 40 different pieces of content, and each one of those pieces can be fleshed out into a blog post, a video, an email sequence, or an email campaign, or an ebook. So you have like all the stuff you need to create the emails. You just have to focus on getting them done, and making sure that and you can, what you can do? If you are one of those people who are in groups answering questions about your industry and whatever, those questions are wonderful fodder for your content marketing. So don't dismiss like random, like, oh, I'm killing time and I'm out here networking and whatever. All that stuff is part of your arsenal. It's part of how you deliver the meat that they're looking for. And it is how you really, really show them your authorship in your industry. It's how you increase your credibility. It's how you increase your trust factor. Because to get those yeses, there's a whole process to this. They have to know you, they have to like you, they have to trust you. This is not me, this is advertising industry standard. They have to know you, they have to like you, they have to trust you in order to give you their money. That's how business works. So your email marketing is part of that getting to know you part. It's part of that liking you part. It's part of building that trust. And trust comes from that consistent schedule. It comes from knowing who you're writing to and what they're struggling with, and giving them what they need. Like, here, I know you need help with this. Here's the information. This is how you do it. This is how you get better. This is how you change. This is how you shift, and go forth like that. And then it's like, oh, I have a new idea for a product. I have a new idea for a service. You have delivered your whatever of value, your arsenal of value, and you've made a change in them. You've shown them that you know what you're talking about. Here's the product. Here's the service to back that up. And then they're going to be like, I need that, because they've seen how you think, how you operate, and how much you know about the thing that you're trying to help them with. And I'm going to say, I keep saying the thing, but okay, so you're a coach, you're a life coach, and your thing is helping older women or middle-aged women transition from full house to empty nest. So your content needs to be delivered on a consistent schedule that it revolves around what those women in their midlife transition are looking for, and everything you do is written from their perspective. What are they struggling with? What are they fighting with? And you don't write, I had this thought. I mean, you can, but it's like, this is about them. So, you're struggling with letting your daughter go off to college alone, and this is not the way that it's supposed to be, and you were supposed to have, so this whole you mentality, you're basically becoming a teacher. You're basically becoming someone who, or, hey, a guidance counselor, if you want to get remedial. You have this information that can shift their lives and change their lives. You have to be willing to show it off. You have to understand, and you have to know, and you have to learn how they think, so that the emails you send correspond with that, and you test out your new formats. You test out what works. Some coaches, some industries, some product things are not going to be able to get away with a daily send. They're not going to be able to get away with a long email every other day. So you have to know what your audience is willing to tolerate, needs to tolerate, and wants from you, and give them that. And that comes from doing. It does not come from pushing email marketing to the back burner because I don't get it. That's fine. You don't get it. You're not going to get it until you get out there and get your feet wet. You have to be willing to get in the trenches and get the emails sent. That's really, really what I wanted to tell you, because this is how the businesses that are killing it with email marketing, this is how they're doing it. They're not cold, impersonal emails shot off to space that have no purpose, no meaning, and that there's they're random subject lines that don't really impact the reader. So test, grow, and get your audience to trust you. Get them to see that you are the real deal. Okay? I told you guys that this was the anti-webinar, and that's what this is. I want you to take that, and I want you to set your plan, and I want you to figure out what your first step is going to be in creating this new email marketing campaign or sequence that's going to start shifting your business toward an email marketing business rather than hey, I'm going to go spin my wheels in Facebook for a while and hope that some people want to read what I have to post. Because I tell you what, they're not really out there looking for your posts. They're out there trying to find people who want to buy their stuff. So people are actually not interested in Facebook anymore. I mean, they're out there interacting, but they're out there with the hope that somebody's going to buy their stuff. They're not out there looking for you and your help. So nurture that email list, send them the value, then send them the asks, and then, get them on board and raise that profit margin that you've got from your email marketing strategy. If you have any questions about this, I'm around. You can find me anywhere. I'm Tanya Dakka everywhere, TaniaDakka. I have 2 things for you. There is the Diamond Inbox. If you just cannot get past this, I do not want to do this, I cannot handle another piece of content to write, I have 12 emails in the Diamond Inbox package that you can schedule to send out as you like. They are value emails. They're not sent as strategy emails. So you can check those out. I'll put the link in the thing, and there's Diamond Inbox, and then there's also Project BSQ, which I'm really, really proud of, and I've helped, in the process of helping 4 businesses right now who could not afford high-end copy, but are now going to be able to step their game up because they have applied and they have met the requirements. I have also turned down quite a lot. So if you are interested and you need to get that copy out there, but you're just strapped, apply for Project BSQ. Hit me for more information on that. And that's it. Anti-webinar, no fluff. You are back to creating 16 minutes. How did I do? You guys kick ass. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you later.